board meeting. Would you please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And I would note the presence of members. Member Ingram is not present today. The rest of us are here. And I would like to entertain a motion to adopt the agenda.
So moved.
Second. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye, so the agenda is adopted. And our first order of business is to recognize some students. Yeah, the members of the board, let's go up. We can shake some hands.
Good evening, members of the board and members of cabinet. Thank you for letting us be here tonight to celebrate a little bit. We have 4 students and not all of them were able to make it, but we want to celebrate them anyway. And I just want to share this. Miss Chelsea Lindeman is our Spanish language specialist. And she wanted me to share this with everybody here tonight. So she wanted to celebrate these students' tireless effort and dedication to demonstrate proficiency and fluency in reading, writing, speaking, and listening. These students have been reclassified, meaning that although they speak another language at home, they have shown fluency in English as evidenced in their LPAC evaluation score, star reading score, and teacher recommendations. We'd like to recognize them here tonight. I saw Fernanda Madrigal, come on up. The other 3 students we'd like to recognize, although I haven't seen them here tonight, Jamie Suk, Natalie Garcia, and Alexis Romero Sosa. So can we get a picture? Oh,
No, I know that's what I'm going to
All right. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
And Mom, if you want to come closer, you get a picture.
We got Mom too.
It's fine. We'll get out of your way. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have any public comments for this?
No.
And that brings us to my favorite part of the CECA meeting, the advisory committee report.
Good evening. So we met about 2 weeks ago. We just kind of finalized our CAS training, testing, and what was going on. Since we've kind of also walked through some of the headaches that we went through. Actually, a couple technical issues that actually started, but because of the virtual learning aspect, the kids were so used to computer glitches, delays. It wasn't a big deal. Where years before, it was like, oh, the computer stopped working. I'm supposed to have it done. So the nice part was kids and teachers took it all in stride. Mrs. Stahl gave us a real recap of the primary year international baccalaureate evaluation. We don't have those results back. I think I talked about that last meeting as well. We quickly discussed year-end check-in, check-out procedures again, just what the teachers are doing, how we're incentivizing the students to bring all their items back. And we also reviewed and finalized our preferred back-to-school nights for both our and I'm not sure if that's presented or finalized. We just kind of went, these are our best and these are our backups. Lastly, we talked about the award ceremony, how we kind of shifted our end of the year award ceremonies this year. More, different formats for different age groups. The K through 4s are going to be more small group in their classrooms. That way, teachers and parents can say goodbye all at the same time instead of a big group mass thing. Our fifth grade, we're combining the promotion into middle school and as well as their expedition that we do, which is a accumulation of all their projects from K through 5. 6 and 7, it's going to be more the typical morning parents and show up because we're also going to have juniors, that kind of stuff to hand out. And then the 8th grade is broken down to their actual ceremony. Giving it both their promotion and awards at the same time. So sweet. End of the year stuff to handle. So.
Next item on the agenda is 5.01, Educational Services, the CECA Universal Pre-K Planning and Implementation Grant Program.
I thank you again for allowing me to be here and share a little bit more for what for us means adding transitional kindergarten to our campus and just sharing a little bit about that planning and implementation as we head into next year. So just UPK, as I've learned to shorten this, basically means providing structured education and socialization, social emotional learning for pre-K students. And what that is going to look like for us. All right, so here's the combination of all of our pre-kindergarten learning that's going to be taking place. And heading down into section B. For us, that means TK implementation. So we shared last month, we were adding some wording and changing up our charter to account for 24 new students on our campus. And so this just breaks down the stipulation as far as age. And so basically what we're looking at is if your child turns 5 within the school year, they're going to qualify for TK enrollment. We're going to be expanding our transitional kindergarten classes. For us, we haven't had them, so we're bringing on new students. Collaborating with the city at other sites, but our own site, we're a little bit different because we actually have CECA. So we actually have a paid-for after-school program already built in, and so we're excited to offer that to our TKers as well. And before and after school times, we're actually not changing our times, which is nice for our families. And adding 24 students, we don't feel is going to be overwhelming for drop-off and pickup time. We have additional staffing. We're excited tonight going to board as our new TK teacher who will be new to our campus. We're excited to have her there. She is excited to start. She's going to be a brand new teacher with experience in as far as working with students as an aide. Brings a lot of kind of that new teacher energy to our campus. Right, there's been a lot of work done already as far as preparing for curriculum used in the TK classroom and be piloting over this next year and kind of narrowing down what we feel is best for the students in TK. We had the room, believe it or not, everyone fights for rooms on our campus, but we were able to find one room with a little bit of movement. There's 700 kindergarten staff there. I think that's going to be a great collaboration process, especially with IB and adding TK. So we're excited to have our kinders and our TK in the same building. Questions? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Lee. So I would like a motion to approve the universal pre-K planning and grant program.
So moved. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, chair votes aye. Thank you. And then we will vote during the regular YCJUSD meeting to take care of the changes. Okay, next is we have a consent calendar, item 6.01. Do we have any items to be pulled? Have a motion to approve the consent calendar.
I'll move approve the consent calendar.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Carried. And that takes us to have any comments?
Just wanted to point out, we had 4 of our student leaders that were chosen for ASB as freshmen next year, and we're super excited about that. So just wanted to share.
Oh, excellent. Board member comments.
Sure. Congratulations to those students. That's fantastic. Excited, very, very excited about your TK. Your TK program.
It sounds like you, just throughout the different meetings, you've had a great year. And I know it's coming to an end. There's a lot of fun things and stuff. I really appreciate everybody, staff, everybody, and the students throughout the year. That was a good year. And I hope the next few weeks are going to be fun.
Thank you as usual, Mr. Mead. Mr. Gray, we really appreciate all the information you bring to us. So I know you got a lot of things going on at the end of the year, so good luck with all of that. If you haven't had a chance to visit a transitional kindergarten class, I say that you do that next year. It's quite an experience to lay in there. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, looking forward to that.
Okay, I would reiterate what's been said and congratulations on a successful year. And I hope that all of you have a very restful summer. And back for exciting things in the fall. Thank you. We'll adjourn this meeting. evening, I call to order the YCJUSD regular board meeting. Please join me in the pledge of allegiance. Ready to begin?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I would note the presence of the board members. Mrs. Ingram is not with us this evening. Everybody else is here. Can I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
All second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, the chair votes aye. Motion approved. Okay. All right, at this time, I have an item to report out from closed session. The Board of Education took action on a motion made by Board Member Miller and a second by Board Member Cope, followed by a 4-0 vote to appoint Allison Shrive to the position of principal at Dunlap Elementary School. That's a vote.
Good evening. I would like to thank the board for the opportunity to represent the Yucaipa-Calamasa Joint Unified School District as the new principal at Dunlap Elementary. It is a great honor and opportunity to serve the community which I live in. I am excited to work with the Dunlap staff and families to make a positive impact in the academic and social and emotional success of our students. Thank you to my family for the support they have given me and continue to give me, which has helped me be successful in my professional and personal life. I look forward to a bright future here in the Yucaipa-Calamasa School District. Thank you again.
Oh, will you introduce your family?
These are my two lovely daughters. This is Dakota and this is Peyton. Dakota is 7 and Peyton is 5. And my husband is on a sea fishing trip. He is watching virtually right now. And my lovely mother-in-law is here, and my parents live in Idaho, and they are also watching.
Oh, wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. And at this time, I'd like to thank Mrs. Moffett for stepping into the leadership role at Dunlap and taking that over. She's going to return to, she's going to just take off one of her hats and keep her hat as Director of Elementary Curriculum. So thank you, Linda, for all your hard work. Now we get to do the fun part of recognizing some students. We're going to recognize our student board member. Lily, do you want to come up?
So thank you, Mrs. Van. Could not be here with us, so she wanted to send our congratulations to you. But Ms. Eichinger has been wonderful as a student board representative. She's shared every board meeting about what's going on at Yucaipa High School. We so appreciate it. But I'd like to just read a couple highlights for you. We do have a gift basket because we've heard where you're headed. So just like that, Lily is graduating from Yucaipa High School in the very top level of her class. She's headed to the University of Redlands, but not only is she going to Redlands, but she received the only award, the Hunsaker Award at the University of Redlands, Presidential Award, where she was awarded a full scholarship for all 4 years. So that's quite an honor. Lily, as representing Yucaipa High School in the community in the track program as well as soccer, But what I think one of her, and she truly believes it's something that's going to shape where she, what her major is, but she's been the president of Best Buddies at Yucaipa High School for 2 years, and that's quite an achievement. We thank you so much for that. If you don't know, Best Buddies works with some of our students with disabilities, and Lily's such a great representative of that. So we are so happy that you were with us this year. We are going to miss you so much. We do have a little gift basket to get you started at the University of Rutland. So come on over.
Yeah, I'll just say a quick little something. I wanted to thank the board and the cabinet and the community for letting me be student school board member this year. It's been a unique and wonderful opportunity and experience I'll remember for the rest of my life. And I'm just so honored I was able to represent the students at Yucaipa High School this year. So thank you so much.
Oh, okay. Congratulations. And
Thank you. Congratulations. I'm just super excited for you, and I can't wait to hear. You have to come back next year and let us know how it's going. It was a pleasure working with you here, and good luck in the future. Thank you.
Lily, I know you do wonderful things at the University of Redlands, and thank you for keeping us abreast of what's going on at Yucaipa High School. You've done a very good job of doing that, so thank you.
Yes, but again, thank you for your service to the school district, to the service to your school and your peers at the school. And we wish you all wonderful adventures. Thank you. Oh, yeah. All the things
where do you want it? You can't say that.
Oh, the record is perfect. We can One, two.
Appreciate it. That's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, next I'd like to honor Valley Elementary School. So if the Valley staff who's here, if you could come up front, all the Valley staff are here in the building. Come on up front. So I want to talk about you. We're going to shake hands. So you just run over your podium and face the audience. Smile pretty. So we all celebrated Valley in the past, but what happened during the pandemic was the California Department of Education used to gave out something called the California Distinguished Schools Award. And we're all familiar with that over the years. But during the pandemic, they transitioned to really focusing on pivotal practices during the pandemic. So Valley Elementary Schools received the California State 2022 California Pivotal Practice Award. So very congratulations. So this was a rigorous application process. So some of the things that they were awarded for and in their application included Valley really had a focus during the pandemic on the well-being of the whole child. So not just academically, but they were concerned about the social and emotional well-being of their students. So much for they formed a dream team that would actually go out to students' homes and set up a in-home classroom. So Mrs. Miller, the counselor, the computer resource assistant would go out to the house to make sure the students were ready to go for distance learning. So we so much appreciate that, and that is amazing. The staff put together school supply boxes and passed them out at school sites and after school. Valley Elementary School, as well as throughout the district, we serve meals, but Valley Elementary School staff were there every time. So not only did our child nutrition department serve meals, but Valley Elementary School served 743,000 meals during distance learning. So congratulations. Valley also wanted them to come back to an incredible campus. There's been quite a transformation on the physical plant at Valley Elementary School, and they called it Project WOW. So they partnered with Home Depot, the local 7-Eleven, to finish things like their sensory garden, the rock garden, and the memorial garden. So quite an accomplishment to do during the pandemic. So that was incredible. Mrs. Miller credits all these achievements to the unbelievable work ethic of all Valley staff while always putting their angels first. And they are Valley Angels. So congratulations. We have a plaque for you. If you could, we'll shake hands here and then we'll take a picture of the board. So congratulations. All right, we'll line up for a picture. So we'll line up for a picture here in just a moment. They're hiding, are they? All right. Michelle, out front, please. The state did recognize you, but we also, you will receive a plaque from the San Diego County Superintendent of Schools, Certificate of Excellence presented to Valley Elementary School in recognition of your dedication to transform our students' life through education. We salute you as a recipient of the 2021-22 School Recognition Award, Pivotal Practices, Schools and Districts. Congratulations.
All right, eyes forward. 1, 2, 3.
I'd like to call Mrs. Kathy Jackson, our Director of Teaching and Learning, for our next recognition for our English learner students. Mrs. Jackson. I'd like to call Kathy Jackson, our Director of Teaching and Learning, for our next recognition for our
Good evening, members of the board, members of cabinet and community. It's my honor and it's exciting to have so much of the community here because please join me in recognizing these amazing students. The students that I'm going to call up, we'll go with the elementary first. We'll stop, give photo op, and then we'll join with secondary students. These students have achieved being recognized and not only be able to read and write, speak, and listen, but demonstrate that you're proficient in it. So please join me in, as a community, this achievement for our amazing students. All right, thank you. So when I call your name, please, students, come on up, and you're gonna get a certificate. Okay, you're gonna get a certificate from Dr. Veman right here, and then go around, and all of our board members want to shake your hand. And then just stand over here as far as you can, and we're going to take your picture at the end of the elementary. Does that sound good? All right, Alyssa Duarte. Brandon Macedo. These are both Chapman Height Chargers, so congratulations to them. All right. Sin Tong Lin from Dunlap Elementary School. Jaden Vasquez from Dunlap Elementary School. Loida Villalba from Dunlap Elementary School. Jesus Piña Gonzalez from Dunlap. Andrea Tinoco del Pinal from Dunlap Elementary School. Itzel Hernandez from Ridgeview Elementary. Amelia Nottingham from Ridgeview Elementary. David Castellan from Ridgeview Elementary. Julia Diaz from Valley Elementary. Aiden Santanias from Valley Elementary. Jaden Lee from Wildwood Elementary. And we have Henry Macias from Pet Plus. And then Reem Alba Wardi from Mesa View Middle School. Yadira Kawi Ajar from Mesa View Elementary. Vivian. We're really excited. Thanks guys for cheering. Okay, Brianna Basteros from Mesa View Middle School. Alexis Barajas from Mesa View. Diego Cruz from Mesa View. Shala Peña Cerebros Yos from Parkview Middle School. Angel Gomez Bayas from Parkview Middle School. Andreas Garcia from Yucaipa High School. Alba Danyarna Garcia Alba from Yucaipa High. Andrew Eduardo Gratian Medina from Yucaipa High School. Jorge Mora Bernardo from Yucaipa High School. And John Kianire Reed Moore from Yucaipa High School. At this time, I'd like to say, did we miss any students that were here tonight to receive reclassification awards? All right, then it's time for the pictures. Let's give them one more loud cheer.
Big smiles. 1, 2,
We're going to ask Ms. Jackson, Director of Teaching and Learning, to come up and introduce our Science Fair recipients.
Okay, more celebration, more celebration. We have 3 very special students to celebrate tonight in achieving bronze medal for our San Bernardino County Science and Engineering Fair. So please join me as a community in celebrating these students and hopefully fostering and encouraging their love for science and curiosity. Here we go. Laura May Acosta. Lindsay Schofield. Carter Slimney. All right, let's give one more round of applause for our budding scientists and engineers.
One in the center and I'll walk them. All right. 1, 2, 3.
All right, good evening, everyone. This is definitely an evening of celebration, and the fun does not stop yet. We are going to take some time tonight to recognize our Teachers of the Year. Totally a fun night. So a little bit of background, we asked each site to collectively, look at the exemplary educators that are on site and pick that person that represents not only their school, but someone who's doing amazing work with our students. So obviously, many people who do that day in and day out, but these are, those exemplary leaders. The other thing to know is from this group, the district will have a process to select a district-wide Teacher of the Year, and that person will go in running, so to speak, for the countywide, not the statewide Teacher of the Year employee. So the way I'm going to do this, is I'll call your name as a teacher when you're called. If you can come up, and if you're admin, you can come up as well. I'll say a few words. Hopefully, you won't be too embarrassed, but this was written by the people who love you both, and we'll ask you to take a picture with your administrative team, with our illustrious board, and your season. There's a lot of good here. Really, really enjoy the opportunity. It's a special treat to be able to honor you tonight. The other thing you should know, those who are receiving this award, not only are you receiving recognition from our Board of Education, but State Senator Rosa Lisi of Ochoa has also submitted a recognition on her behalf and her office's behalf to you. So it's a double your money kind of evening tonight. Really love it. So we're going to start with elementary because that's where the good begins, right? And alphabetically, make sure we know our ABCs. Let's start off having Cheryl Fuller from elementary. what the people have to say about you. So, Cheryl has dedicated 36 years to the field of education. Calamasa is so fortunate that she chose to plan here and serve our scholars for the past 30 years. Her expertise in the special education world has been invaluable to hundreds of students and teachers throughout her years. She's a passionate and dedicated teacher who loves teaching her students how to be productive citizens in society. Cheryl is so helpful and supportive of her students and coworkers, building meaningful relationships with everyone. Cheryl has played a huge part in inspiring many staff members to pursue their career in education or in the special education world. Her dedication and commitment to supporting students in special education and helping them succeed is the reason she deserves to be Teacher of the Year for Calamasa.
We're gonna have a picture. We're doing individuals. Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
1, 2, 3.
Congratulations. Excellent job, Mr. Larson. If I can invite up the amazing Deborah Walsh. All right, this is what her charger friends had to say. It says, Deborah has a way of creating a classroom culture that is inclusive and loving. She works with each of her students and meets them where they are, both academically and socially. She understands the importance of developing each student as a whole child and works to help her students realize their highest potential and become better humans. She's a positive influence on her colleagues, looks for the good in others, and inspires by just the way she lives her life. She doesn't look for recognition, nor is she boastful. She likes to collaborate with others and looks for ways she can improve in her teaching. She's on our PBIS team and has great positive ideas. She is simply a humble and kind person, and we can all learn from her. Congratulations. If I can invite up Jody Benton from Dunlap.
One, two, three.
This is what the Dolphins have to say about Ms. Benton. Ms. Benton is quietly engaged in the school community. She gives 110% of her time in her classroom. She's been a mentor to our new teachers, especially her code grade level teachers. She does homeschooling tutors and has served as a CTI coach. Jody is passionate about her students and wants the best for them both emotionally and academically. She communicates with their parents daily and makes sure they are engaged in their child's education. Jody adjusts her instruction according to the needs of her students. She also supports parents who work with their children at home on homework and reading, adjusting homework according to the needs of her students and parents' support. Jody has also provided parents with information on different activities happening at Dunlap, including Boys and Girls Club. Jody is highly deserving of this honor. Congratulations.
One, two, three.
There's a road runner in the house. How about Brianna Dyson? They made good posters for you, not embarrassing at all. We're not climbing Mount Whitney. We're running multiple marathons in one weekend. Creates creative, collaborative learning experiences for students. We're not wearing a dinosaur costume we see this morning. She's wearing t-shirts saying things like "You can do hard things." She's led and supported countless clubs, including media, technology, good news, K-Kids, Science Family Night, Obviously the Mind, talent shows, book fair nights, movie nights, math night, Great Kindness Challenge, Make a Difference Day, and she also teaches Saturday school. Brianna believes that her classroom should be a place where students feel safe to make mistakes. She leads by example and models excellence in all she does. Her humble, caring, gentle nature, coupled with her motivation to adapt and grow, inspires not only her students, but everyone around her to be the best they can be. Congratulations, Brianna. All right, it's time for the amazingly talented Melissa Crosby. All right, Ms. Crosby is an outstanding teacher, mentor, school and community leader. Melissa is committed to the students of Valley in ways that exemplify the teaching profession. She works with them to hone their skills as readers as well as lifelong learners. Her strategies are simple: teach them to read, help them to learn to love reading, teach them the importance of writing about their reading, and encourage them to lead their own learning. Ms. Crosby is a positive force on campus. Her positive and professional attitude is contagious. She's an educator with a can-do attitude and thinks outside of the box to ensure she's doing everything she can to support student learning. Her colleagues look to her for guidance and support. She goes above and beyond to ensure that our focus is on improved culture, leadership, and academic success. Melissa Crosby deserves to be Teacher of the Year because it is long overdue that we recognize her dedication, knowledge, hard work, and value. She does so much for our students and staff. She is truly knowledgeable and tells it like it is. She's making a difference in the lives of all of our students. Congratulations. All right, we have another amazing Melissa in the house from Wildwood, Melissa Kumansky. All right, Melissa Kumansky started this 21-22 school year as a fourth grade teacher at Wildwood. With 5 weeks into the school year, she made the difficult decision to transition to the role of Wildwood's targeted intervention specialist. With the direction and encouragement to use this position as a math intervention specialist, a role which never existed before at Wildwood. Melissa breathed life into the position. Immediately, she began to work on developing a program to help close the math gaps of our students in kindergarten through 5th grade. Melissa changed the way our students view mathematics. The Hawks consistently asked her when she would be visiting their classrooms to teach the latest math lessons. Melissa has created so much positive change at Wildwood in her short time in this new position. It is incredible. The Wildwood team is so eager to see the incredible influence and powerful impact of math and Melissa's gifts and hard work. Wildwood staff is honored to Nicely done, job. The energy victory on the CECA with the incredible Darla Club. Darla, come on down. All right, it is my pleasure to present Darla Club as the CECA Teacher of the Year. During a challenging school year for all of us, Ms. Club demonstrated resilience and grit. She mentored new teachers and gave her time and room for support. She participated in the new science pilot and implemented it with fidelity. She worked with her subject team to implement CFAs and IABs. I can remember all those. And she volunteered to lead students on this year's Washington, D.C. trip. She showed up to almost every CECA sporting event. During the pandemic, when we were learning, she made sure the news continued weekly. Her students sent in their clips and she built the show. During a tough time for all of us, she kept the heartbeat of culture going strong. It isn't CECA without Darla Club. Congratulations.
One, two, three.
And we graduated to middle school now, so on to sixth grade we go, and one of the most talented artists I know, Mike Bennett from Masonville. It's my honor to name Mike Bennett as a Teacher of the Year for Masonville. He is an admired, well-known, and respected artist who drives his teaching with his own passion for art. Mr. Bennett goes above and beyond for students and families. He encourages and helps students to participate in art contests. Because of the skills learned in his classes, students invariably win first place or honorable mention. Mr. Bennett is always willing to support the school in any way possible, including establishing an art club after school. He is a model for special education inclusion at Masonville. He works to make the school a better place for all students by generating positive, caring interactions among everyone. When students need support, he never hesitates to help find resources. Lastly, he facilitated a paint day. That sounds like fun. To build community here on campus among staff. He is a great teacher, a great school leader, and a beloved community figure. Congratulations.
One, two,
Awesome. All right, from Parkview, Patrice Walsh. Patrice is a woman of two words. She's amazing in the classroom. Many people would say that dedicating your life to work with children is a true challenge, and that middle school students present their own unique type of challenge. However, dedicating your life to working with middle school students that have significant learning needs is arguably the most difficult assignment of them all. This is the decision that Patrice Walsh made this summer when she agreed to take on the challenge of becoming the success teacher at Parkview. We have always known Ms. Walsh for her tireless commitment to her students. She is truly one of the biggest hearts for kids we have ever seen as an educator. As the head of the success program on campus, she is confronted daily with some of the most unique challenges a teacher could ever encounter, yet she navigates these challenges with ease. She is beloved by her students and is a well-respected member of the staff. It is an honor and a privilege to name Ms. Patrice Walsh as
Ready, 1, 2, 3. All right, I think you saw Sarah Gray earlier, but she gets to come back. Sarah Gray. We had a chance to see her amazingness earlier today. Here's a little bit more about Sarah. Ms. Gray has been a teacher at Yucaipa High since 2012. She is the drama teacher, but also teaches a support success class 1 period for students who are struggling, and teaches a 7th period class for theatrical production. During COVID, she was here at the school building sets and managed to get students to do an amazing play online. She even bought a different car that would allow her to put a 4x8 sheet of plywood in the back. Wow. Dedication. Her students put on an amazing play every year in our NPR. Sarah is super loyal and has brought a ton of integrity to the fine arts program. But most of all, she is all about her students, even a student who may feel disconnected. Her class is a safe space for all students and an anchor for many who may not be in school without all her class offers. Congratulations, Sarah.
Yes, I'll have it. Hey guys, come here. Yep.
Yeah. We're in with the students.
Come on, get in there.
I don't know.
All right, so our next recipient is such a great teacher. She's actually teaching right now at the adult school and could not join us. But if Mr. Moore is here, I'm going to have him represent Oakview, and we're going to spend some time tonight recognizing Kathy Schmidt from Oakview High School. So Kathy Schmidt is Oakview's phenomenal English language development and literacy support teacher. She's also a teacher at the adult school tonight. The art of teaching is defined as, quote, the marriage of a teacher's ability to lovingly orchestrate the subtle strings of classroom dynamics and student expectations into learning with the truth that each class session is a unique, unrepeatable incarnation of shared presence. That is what it feels like in Kathy's amazing classroom. Kathy truly is a great artist in room 25 at Oakview High School, and it is where she works her magic every school year. Let's say our congratulations. I appreciate you keeping the energy going. Let's say our biggest cheers for Bobby Cruz from Green Valley. Green Valley's Teacher of the Year is Bobby Cruz. He's taken it upon himself to improve services and options for our community. That Plus, which is part of Green Valley, has expanded during this time. All staff he embraced with true collegiality and collaborative decision-making. He's very welcoming and very willing to share his wealth of knowledge with everyone. Bobby is a great mentor to teachers new to the program, always having a smile and joke, no matter how busy he gets. He has a lot of responsibility on his shoulders, not only with his students, but with other teachers who rely on his wealth of knowledge and experience. Bobby makes himself available at all times, answers every question, guides colleagues skillfully through a steep learning curve, and does it all while putting people at ease. He is a great person and teacher and absolutely deserving of Site Teacher. Congratulations.
Oh.
One, two, three.
Speaking of Yucaipa Adult School, representing Yucaipa Adult School in the honor for their school is Erica Martin. Erica Martin does not know the meaning of halfway. After working her full day at Calamesa, she can be found Tuesday evenings giving 100% at Yucaipa Adult School. As one of our 2 GED Spanish teachers, Erica has done a phenomenal job in supporting her students. Erica's coaching builds confidence in her students as she helps them prepare to take and pass the GED test. Although her class only meets weekly, she communicates and encourages her students throughout the week. Erica advocated to add additional GED testing days, making the test more accessible for her students. She helped identify and schedule evening testing sessions to remove any barrier that prevented her students from being able to test. From February through April, her students passed 12 GED sections and 8 more are ready to take the test during May. Erica makes a visible and positive impact on her students. Nicely done. Thank you, everyone. Really appreciate it.
Okay. All right, we're back.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ms. Bannister. This evening, we have representatives from the YCJUSD Mesa Educational Enrichment Foundation. This foundation has done incredible things in the classroom, supporting our teachers. And so we're so excited to have Ms. Captain Craig here this evening to talk a little bit about teacher grant. Thank you for being here.
Master, Dr. Breland, school board, captain. Sorry. I was hoping to talk about the teachers were still here because our organization provides grants to teachers to work on special projects that maybe don't fall within the budget of the school. And in the last 2 years, things have been obviously different. I was willing to buy a case of wine for every teacher that's working under those negative circumstances, but they all left. So we also provide a grant for the district teacher of the year. So hopefully we will be back in the fall to present to one of those people who just left a personal grant for themselves. My buddy Linda Putnam, our PR person, is here. We are a 501c3 nonprofit that encourage donations from anybody in the community. We do have some payroll deduction employees. We have a PayPal account. We will take donations at any time, especially if you need a tax deduction, we're it. Okay, because it's going to stay within the district for students. We have awarded 2 grants this year. One of them went to a teacher at Chapman Heights Elementary, and she was going to come again tonight, but her daughter became ill, so she was not here. You guys left the other day from Chapman Heights when I was waiting to get in. Anyway, it all worked out. We awarded a grant to Marisol Canales, a special ed teacher at Chapman Heights Elementary. Our second grant is to Mr. Robert Pressler from YCJUSD High School. I hope he's here. All right. Thank you for being here. Thank you for waiting. And we're going to take a couple of, anybody have questions about our group or what we do? We're happily retired teachers that don't want to get quite close to the classroom anymore, but we're willing to raise money for the people that are still doing all of that noble work. Okay, somebody have Mrs. Miller?
Yeah, I have a question. How do you choose the winners?
We have an application process, and we have a group that we use a rubric, if that's still a thing in education. I never liked them as a science teacher, but anyway, yeah, we have a rubric, and we make our choice. Sure, sure.
I requested a grant specifically to help students that are in the band program at YCJUSD High School who are economically disadvantaged, and they play woodwind instruments, which require kind of occasionally disposable reed to play them. And sometimes I have students at the restaurant playing on the same reed way longer than you said I should, but we simply can't afford one. So I applied and asked, could we get a stock of them specifically so that the student says I simply can't afford in order to try this instrument or to progress like you're asking me to. I can say we've got you covered. YCEJUSD has donated some reeds to help students that are having a hard time financially.
Absolutely.
Sure. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
All right.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
And when I think about music, reeds don't last very long. You can't buy all of them at once because they dry out and they're no good. So he has the discretion of purchasing those small lots. Thanks for letting us be here tonight.
Thank you very much for all of the work you do for the community. We have some public comment. These are non-agenda items. Okay, so our first speaker for 3 minutes is Stacy Tucker.
Hello, good evening. I'm here today as a concerned parent with a concern about Yucaipa High School. I am concerned with the vaping use, the drug use on campus. I reported to administration that my child had witnessed kids vaping, smoking, and possibly other drugs in the bathrooms on a daily basis. They crowd into stalls and other students are not able to use the stalls, which was part of my original complaint. At times, the bathrooms have even been filled with smoke. I have also seen social media videos of students sharing vapes in the bathroom. I have contacted YHS administration via email and did not receive a response back, even though I had asked for one. So that's why I am here today. I would like to bring attention to these concerns. As you may or may not be aware, law enforcement has repeatedly warned the public about a drug called fentanyl that can be fatal in the smallest doses. As little as 2 milligrams, the size of grains of salt, can be fatal. The San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department has reported that among high school teens, they have seen an increase in the use of counterfeit pills that contain lethal amounts of this drug. Published in April of this year, they reported 14 teens in our county had died from fentanyl overdoses over the previous year. Often pills that are bought on the street are laced with this drug without the user's knowledge. I am extremely concerned about my child being exposed to such a drug at school and simply inhaling a powder form can be dangerous and deadly. I make it a point to educate my children about these dangers, but many teenagers may not be aware. I had previously filed a Williams complaint form regarding the bathrooms on campus being locked. Half the bathrooms had been kept locked and my child was complaining to me about not being able to use the bathrooms. Since then, more bathrooms have been available for use to the students, but the vaping and possible drug use has continued in the restrooms. So the complaint was found to be resolved, but I feel like as long as this activity is going on in the bathrooms, they are still not fully available to our students. My question to the board and to administration is there a plan to combat this problem? It really is an epidemic in our county as well as neighboring counties. Is there a plan for raising awareness to our students through education? I understand this is not an easy fix and won't happen overnight, but I do not want to see a drug overdose in our schools for something to change. Education and prevention may be the key to preventing teenagers in our community from becoming a statistic. Thank you for your time.
Next, we have Kelly Collette.
Hello, I'm a father of a student at Yucaipa High School. My main concern is more of an observation of kind of what I've been seeing and what I've been noticing amongst youth lately, and it's basically the lack of critical thinking abilities, the lack of motivation, a lot more depression. I've seen a lot of downward spiraling in children's mental health. And it has a lot to do with how they're learning in school, and if they're not getting the right type of interaction to be able to build up their confidence, to be able to do things for themselves. I feel that the high school is specifically meant to help these children to be able to survive in life and prepare them for life. And I don't feel that they're not being done to help our children to be able to survive on their own. And multiple people that have graduated from Yucaipa High School, a lot of them very well to do. They do very well in life. They understand. Then you have a whole other set of people that come out of Yucaipa High School that can barely manage their life. And I really feel that there needs to be some system in place to help these children understand what they're in for in life. Because right now they have no idea. They have no clue what's growing up. And that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I have a lot more to say, but I'm not gonna bother you with all those things right now. But that's my main concern, and that's and I was wondering what type of programs that you are trying to do to help our kids to be able to survive in the real world, because it is a rapidly changing environment. There's zero preparation, for like me, I have zero preparation, but I do have this major concern about my child and their well-being and how they're going to be able to deal with different social structures, and them worrying so much about their feelings and not about their output and what they're actually doing in their lives and accomplishing. I think there's too much focus on our children's emotions or their feelings about specific things instead of how they can accomplish and overcome those things. And that's really my main concern. And I thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Thank you.
And we have a request from Lauren Hernandez.
And administrative staff. The Civil Review Board received notice of an assignment that was given at the Yucaipa High School English class to write a fake news story, and were given the following prompts to help target their audience. The prompts were males between a certain age who enjoy outdoor activities and moms who have kids, pets, and like to cook. So that's okay. It's kind of old fashioned, but that's good. However, this next set is very concerning. Only one political prompt was given, and it was about Republicans. Likes, guns, patriotism, family, church, Republican presidents. Still, that's okay. That's just Republicans. There's two parties. Dislikes, paying high taxes, protests, paying for EBD, and LGBTQTA in the schools. That is very specific, and I don't think that's an appropriate thing for a teacher to tell students to write about. We have been in communication with the board regarding previous classroom topics and signage, as was told in court. When it comes to political topics, staff are prohibited from promoting or denigrating any political party or candidate. So my question to the board is, would this not also pertain to prompts given to students to write about? And I do have the teacher's name, so if you guys do want that, I can give that to you.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Next on our agenda, we have board committee reports. Mrs. Miller, you want to talk to us about?
Yes, the Cry Rock, we just had our evening of excellence. We dedicated the new building, we had a ribbon cutting ceremony. And then what was really cool, they had the different schools and the different departments that they set up booths so you could get your blood pressure taken. You could treats from the culinary department. So there was a lot of different things that we could look at and see what they all do throughout the district. So that was really interesting. And then they gave out awards, which was really cool. And I'd like to read off the awards that were given to our Yucaipa Calamesa students. So from Yucaipa High School, Lucas Gamache, Carly Gibson, Rosa Gonzalez, Sean Kirkland, Dayton Ramirez, Eduardo Toscano, and Andre Uribe. And that was for outstanding, let's see, 2021, 22 outstanding student award winners. It was, yep, that was the outstanding students. And they all got different scholarships, different money amounts. So This one is the Student Ambassador Award winner, Devin Carter from Yucaipa High School. And then the Hernandez Mejia Family Scholarship. And Brooklyn Hicks from Yucaipa High School got that one. So it was a really wonderful evening. We got to see all kinds of students celebrated and a lot of fun things to see what they do throughout the 3 districts. So it was a great.
Borough does a great service for the community. This is where we have a lot of career technical education. So we used to call it vocational education. So that's where that's happening. And they have classes on our campus, but also classes on their own campus. So it was great to celebrate them. Thank you. Okay, next we have a report from our student board member. The last one.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all doing well tonight. So I was not at the last board meeting because we had our league finals for track. So I'm kind of going to do a double report and tell you about some of the things that have happened since our March meeting. So in terms of academic and scheduling, we completed both state CAPSA testing and AP testing. Over 1,500 11th and 12th grade students participated in CAPSA testing, and 511 students took 1 or more AP tests. Our master schedule is almost complete. Our administration is still working on finalizing it, as well as our summer school registration, which is almost complete as well. Beginning on May 23rd and May 24th, all 10th grade students will be participating in the California Healthy Youth Act in their PE classes. And then our signs of suicide or SOS talks were also delivered over the past 2 weeks of the period of May to all the 10th grade students. In terms of school activities that have taken place, there's been a lot over March and April, beginning of May. So we had our Night in the Trenches, which is an overnight World War I reenactment put on by the history teachers at YHS. And that was this past weekend, May 21st to 22nd, with over 100 students participating. And I was actually able to take part in it, and I can say that it was equal parts miserable, educational, and fun. Also, this month, the Visual and Performing Arts Department has been hard at work showcasing some of the wonderful things they've been working on. The Drama Department put on the play You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, as we got to see there tonight. And I was able to go and see the full play, and it was absolutely phenomenal. And then also last week, our choir, guitar, drama, band, and improv all performed during the health lunches. Also this past Thursday, our Best Buddies Club went on their annual field trip to Knott's Berry Farm for the first time in 2 years, which was super cool. It was easily the most fun day of the whole year for all of our members. We were really glad we were able to do that. In April, we were able to hold our spring rally. This was our first and only rally we were able to hold inside, so it was really cool seeing that come together and ended up being really successful. We also held our spring blood drive in the end of April, and we had over 100 units of blood donated by students and teachers. One of the most exciting things, at least for the seniors, was our prom. It was held in Seal Beach on May 7th, and over 900 students attended.
Wow.
Yeah, so I know that was a much anticipated event, and it ended up going really well. And it was, like, to me, everyone had a lot of fun. So, and then we also have a lot of our end of year activities coming up that we're planning for, such as senior and regular finals, closing out our spring sports, Powder Puff, which is this Thursday, May 26th. We have grad night on June 6th, and then of course, graduation, which will be held on June 8th. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Okay, at this time, we need to move into the Public Schools Facility Corporation meeting. So I'm going to adjourn this meeting at 7:40. And we will hand this over to Dr. Breeden, who's going to take us through the next thing.
Great. Thank you, Ms. Bannister. At the last board meeting, we brought to the board refinancing of our Community Food Facilities District, CFD1, we call it. It will lower the payment, like the refinancing house does not extend the terms, but also provides some benefit to builders as they want to move in and build a new campus. So I've asked Ms. Chang to once again come up. She was here last board meeting just to talk a few minutes about the project, and then if the board has any questions, you can have to answer any questions.
Thank you, Dr. Reeman. Hello, board and audience. Again, my name is Rachel Chen-Quay, and I'm from Philbin Roll-Up and Associates. We represent Yucaipa Calamasa as your financial advisor. So this proposed refinancing is very similar to the opportunities previously taken back in 2014. And the main benefit, similar to refinancing a home mortgage, as Dr. Reeman mentioned, is to lower the overall repayment. So in addition to delivering about over $125,000 of savings through the refinancing, as Dr. Reeman stated, this particular refinancing in the process, we will be able to remove the existing pledge agreement that formally pledges the CFD number 1 revenues for the lease repayment. So that in the future, understanding CFD number 1 is a district-wide CFD, as new development projects take place, the board will have more flexibility. You're not required to, but you will be allowed more flexibilities for these future projects. You can renegotiate CFD terms as one example. So that's a quick overview of the proposed refinancing. All the numbers that I previously presented at the April meeting stays current, since we already locked in the interest rate and not subject to all the volatility we're currently seeing in the market. And happy to answer any questions you may have.
No, I think that, I mean, for me, Rachel answered most of our at our last meeting, so very thorough.
Thank you.
Okay, now I goofed, so we have to retroactively open this meeting, but we're gonna, because I forgot to go through the call to order and all that stuff, so I apologize. Okay, so calling to order the meeting, I'm going to stick with 7:40. We have a roll call. All board members are here. We need to go by the list, with the exception of Mrs. Ingram. And we need a motion to adopt the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Vote aye. Motion carries. Okay. Public comment? Any public comment on this item? Okay, thank you. And now we can have 3.01. Okay, so we have the presentation. Thank you very much. And we have any discussion? Okay, I would entertain a motion to accept the authorization. Second. Any further questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, and then there are 2 items on the consent calendar. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you very much. I apologize for messing it up.
Thank you.
So we have the consent calendar. Any items that need to be pulled or anything? No, this is consent calendar for this item. It's 4.01 on this motion. It's confusing.
I know, I don't see it.
Okay, so, all right, so we have no questions. Can I get a motion to accept the consent calendar? It's minutes from the last meeting, mostly.
Okay, but
We're at 4.
what about the discussion or the action items? Sorry.
Didn't we just vote on the action items? Yes, please.
So we adjourned the regular board meeting, and we actually went to a new agenda, the Facilities Corporation meeting, and then the Facilities Corporation meeting has 5 agenda items, so we're on the consent calendar.
It's so in that.
On that
separate meeting, it's
separate agenda.
It's a separate agenda.
Gotcha. Okay. I'll move approval of the consent calendar for the Yucaipa Calamasa Public Schools facilities.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, so now we're on adjourn. Now I'm going to adjourn the meeting. And we're adjourning the meeting at 7:45. Okay. And now, I have to call the other board meeting back to. Okay, and at 7:45 I'm calling back to order the regular board meeting. So now we're on item 11.1, thank you, okay. So 11.1, we have a resolution authorizing execution, to authorize the execution of the delivery of the lease agreement. So this is what we just discussed, now we're gonna make it official.
That's correct. So,
Move approval.
Yes, go ahead. Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
Second.
Second, and now discussion and explanation.
sure, the Facilities Corporation meeting, the last meeting was a termination of the current lease agreement. And then this is the acceptance of the new lease agreement on the regular board.
Okay, and the purpose of it is to give the district more flexibility and to improve our interest rates.
Correct.
Okay, all right, so we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We're on to the next thing. 11.02. Okay, this is also business services dark agreement. So we have a resolution about the CalSHAPE program.
So this is, the state offers 2 grant programs, Assembly Bill 841, creative ventilation program for our Calamasa Valley and Dillon Elementary School. So this is accepting the awarding of the grant and authorize us to sign the grant to provide funding to those 3 schools.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. Now we're at 11.03. This is about asphalt repair and seal coating. No comment? Okay.
Move approval.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. 11.04, this is for installation of district-owned playground equipment. Do you have a motion to approve this?
I'll second.
Oh, Mr. Stoltz has a question. I'm sorry.
We'll start with the mess. If I remember correctly, we sent this out to bid, but there's some requirement before that the company had some specialized certification or training. So is this the rebid regarding that one that we talked about the last meeting?
Absolutely. We rejected all bids and went out to rebid. Actually, received a lower bid amount. In the company that was awarded this bid was actually the last one to install kindergarten playground equipment at Ridgeview Valley. We were very satisfied with the installation.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Call for the vote.
Aye.
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 Oh, okay.
Abstain.
Thank you. So we have 3 ayes and 1 abstention. Okay, 11.05. This is about the kitchen floor at Green Valley.
Move approval.
Second, any discussion? Comments? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay. Now we're down to 11.06. This is an item for second review of a board policy, non-instructional operations during emergency schedules. Entertain a motion.
So moved.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion carries. 11.07, educational services, competitive edge charter academy, the charter petition material revisions to include transitional kindergarten. So this is addressing what the presentation we had at the previous meeting. Okay, want to provide any comments? Okay.
Move approval.
I'll second. That's fine.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay, and vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. 11.08. This is Education Services Universal Pre-K Planning and Implementation Grant Program. You have a presentation? Okay.
Thank you, Board, for this opportunity. We are going to invite Mrs. Jackson back up to talk about the Universal Pre-Kindergarten Planning Grant. So, Mrs. Jackson.
Hello again. Early and strong foundational education matters. That's why this is so exciting. That's why we get excited when we talk about TKs, especially in regards when we talk to early literacy, language, math skills, SEL, and executive functioning. So that's why we're really excited about putting the plan together. Although even more excited that a lot of the heavy lifting for this was our district was proactive in starting TKs at every site last year. So as we develop this plan, we're keeping that in mind. We're ahead. So here's a presentation. In developing the plan, these are the parts that we work together with all our different teams going on: the vision and coherence, community engagement, workforce, what's that going to look like, curriculum instruction and assessments to make sure that we're giving our best strong foundational program for our 4-year-olds, and facilities, service, and operations. Vision and coherence, just bringing everything together to make sure that we're giving access to all preschool. So it's transitional K pretty much just means preschool, universal preschool and learning experience. So looking at this timeline, you have the CDE eligibility, but we're going to focus on our timeline. And our timeline is pretty easy to remember. It's a little more proactive than CDE in that we welcome any student that is 4 that will turn 5 during the school year. So if a 4-year-old will turn 5 during the school year, we welcome them if it's in the best interest for that child. Ratio, last year you see it remains the same, 24, 22, 23 will be 1 to 12. Class size total will be 24. So expanding will be to continue to build our transitional kinder and give universal preschool to all, access to all. And working with STARS, some of our sites already have the STARS program, but we're going to work to partnership to offer even more. And there is a sample schedule there, but we know at this point TK will be half day, and we will offer STARS program from trying to offer beginning and after school to support our students and families. What will this take? You know, we can make the plan, but we really don't know until we have actual numbers, but additional staffing. We're going to work closely with our ECEC and lean in on their understanding of child development as we move forward, because they are beginning and they have had preschool. Curriculum, instruction, and assessment is in the works. We're excited. We'll be bringing that to you the next board meeting. And as I alluded to earlier, projecting enrollment for TK is difficult. There's a lot of variables. So we're doing the best we can. We're looking at TKs we have now, and we're using that to project. But we really won't know until our parents show up to sign up our Yucaipa Academy 6 students. And then questions.
I don't have any questions.
Okay, thank you.
So we can ask you to into this program.
I'll move to approve the universal pre-K planning and implementation.
Second. Okay, and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Okay, so now 11.09, Ed Services, Science Textbook Adoption. This is the second review.
Are these the books that were looked at?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I'll move approval.
Second. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I have one question.
Yeah, sure.
Did a lot of people come and look at the books?
So we have not had anyone sign up to look. If you look out in the back counter before the board meeting, we did have educational services, did have a family night. So we did have some families that came and asked good questions. Dr. Anderson and her team worked with those families. So there was an opportunity to that. And we've also sent information several times out that the books were available for review. And we're vetted heavily with our teacher teams.
We have a motion and a second, so we'll call for the vote.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. 10, and services, interquest detection canines. This is for contraband inspection service agreement.
I'll move approval.
Second.
Do we have any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, so the next one we're going to take as a group, 11.11 through 11.16, which is they're all renewals of licenses that we have found useful. So we're going to take them all as a group. 11.11 to 11.16.
Move approval for all listed in the group.
Second.
Any further discussion? Okay, call for the vote.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, that takes us to 11.17, which is education services. This is Vector USA, which is tech support beyond what our tech team can handle.
I'll move approval.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, call for the vote.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Then we have 11.18, second review of a revised board policy about student wellness. So we want to.
I'll move approval.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you. Okay, 11.19, educational services about CERN math. This is also one of those programs that we want to renew. It just got left out of the other group. So to approve the use of CERN math.
Move approval. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. So we have 11.20, which is the first public notice. We're sunshining our labor agreements. So these are the agreements that we have, that the proposals from YCJUSD and CECA. So 11.20 is our proposed contract language.
That's correct.
And 11.21 is the proposed contract amendments from CECA. And the third one is 11.22, which is the proposed contract language from YCJUSD, our two labor groups. So we just need to acknowledge the receipt of these, and we will look them over, and we look forward to negotiations in the coming weeks, months.
There will also be an opportunity for a public hearing at the next board meeting on June 14th. Education code requires that we present these to the public twice. We present them tonight, and then at the next meeting, if the public wishes to respond to them, they could, and then the board would formally accept and move forward with these at the next meeting.
Okay.
So we're not formally.
No, this is not accepting.
Okay, gotcha.
They're out in the sunshine.
Should we do a motion?
They're out in the sunshine.
No, exactly. Okay.
Okay. All right, so that takes us to 11.24, human resources, engage youth consultant agreement and training.
Yeah, let me provide a little bit of background information. So 2 years ago, the state provided a grant to school districts to provide a training and professional development to classified employees. And the vision there was that those funds would go to focus on needs of those employees. At that time, the district had a plan to provide something called a classified boot camp. And the summer of
2020. The pandemic postponed that. It was scheduled again in the summer of 21. It happened in 21, but we're back. And so we're happy to present to you tonight a consultative agreement with an organization that helps CECA and the district put that together and bring in presenters and keynote speakers and just put the finishing touches on that using those monies that were set aside solely for that. So this agreement is just seeking the board's approval to approve the agreement for the event that's scheduled on July 23rd.
I'll move approval.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? I'll call for the vote.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, the next item is the consent calendar. I would like to quote item 12.02 for separate consideration. Is there anything, anybody else have anything want to pull or discuss separately? Okay, so can we have a motion to
I'll move approval of the consent items with the exception of 12.02.
I second.
okay, we have a motion and a second. Call for the vote.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Okay, so 12.02 is approval of the minutes, and I was not present for that meeting, so I wanted to close so that I could abstain.
I'll move approval.
I second.
And call for the vote.
Aye.
And that's one abstention. So that gets us to 12. 13 months, okay. All right. Oh, okay, yeah, all right, so this is again, first review of some information items that we should be aware of, we want the public to be aware of. And that takes us to T3, and that takes us all the way to number 14, which is board and superintendent communications. Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Bannister. So on behalf of Mrs. Banks, she could not be here with us this evening, or Dr. Anderson. So we're a limited cabinet crew, but just excited about all the award winners this evening, and also looking forward to the end of the year activities. And as you know, we've all shared the end of the year calendar, so all those fun activities as well, all our graduations. It's a really fun time of year, so we're looking forward to those things.
Board member comments or Mr. Schultz?
Sure, I gotcha. Wow, like what a whirlwind. It feels like we've had 2 meetings over 7. Super fun. Those are the kind of meetings I like to attend. Congratulations again. We're gonna miss some of them, our little chats. They're pre-meeting, but and maybe I'll see you out there walking around the neighborhood. But I'm very excited for you. I'm very proud of you. To get that scholarship that you received is extremely difficult. That's pretty cool. I can't even begin to say congratulations to all the people that I wouldn't even be able to tell you who they are. It's pretty cool that that is the case, because when you have that many, it's something to celebrate.
Mrs. Miller?
Congratulations again, Lily. I am proud of you too. That's awesome. Good luck in your future, and you'll do just fine. It was wonderful to see all the awards, and it makes it fun. I'm gonna do a little special prayer for the kids in Texas at the school. Those, of course, children and wonderful teachers, and I just been praying for them all day, and I just wanted to say that.
I appreciate and agree, Debbie, and unfortunately, there's now 18 dead kids and 2 adults. So, and I asked that, I know that we have some memorial adjournments tonight, and I know both of those men, and I don't want to minimize the tribute to them, but I'd like everybody just to consider what happened in Uvalde, Texas, while we're recognizing 2 of our past members who are no longer with us, who have passed away. And also, not that I don't want to focus and then hate it completely because those kids and those exciting teachers breathe life in this meeting tonight.
Yeah.
And for a long time, I didn't feel like there was life in our meetings when we were on Zoom. And to be able to get through that tough stretch and now have our parents back with us, they're always welcome. And the excited teachers and the poster holdings and having students perform in front of us it's just a wonderful feeling. I know for all of us and for all of the folks who work in the district too. So I just want to be, I'm thankful for tonight, especially.
I would reiterate that congratulations, Lily, and to all the people that we congratulated earlier. It is wonderful to be able to do these positive things. I was fortunate because I'm retired, and so I got to go with the administrative team to show appreciation to the different school staffs, and boy, that was good for my soul. And tonight as well. So thank you for the opportunity to do that. Okay. So let's take a moment. Let's just a moment of silence for the community that lost their children. And the Yucaipa-Calamasa Joint Unified School District Board of Education this day will adjourn in memory of Ron Peak, who served as social studies teacher, pretty special guy, at Yucaipa High School from 1970 to 2004, and Paul Reynolds, who served as physical education teacher at Valley Elementary and Yucaipa High School, also a very special guy, from 1978 to 2011. So let's have a great end of the school year and continue celebrating the successes that we've had. And I will call it a night.